Hey everybody, Luke here from Luke Mansky Racing and Performance. It's been a while since we last saw each other, so I hope you're doing well. Back again today with another video. I know it's been a while. This is the second time I'm recording all this, so I apologize if it sounds forced. I got well into working on this thing the last time around when I realized that my new microphone that I got wasn't on and I had no audio. So that's great. But working on another video today. Today we're going to be doing the Legend car. This is a project you guys haven't really seen yet. It was always just kind of in the background of my other videos. But today we're going to be starting to race prep it, get it ready to race, hopefully this season, hopefully soon. There's a few things it needs. The bones are good, but it needs some TLC for sure, and I'll show you what I mean. We've got a lot of content coming up soon. Obviously, we're going to be working on this. Race prep, working on it, racing it, hopefully we're going to be doing content for that. And then we've got a lot of stuff coming up that we're doing for the Cherokee, getting ready for King of Hammers 2025, of course. And then we've got some stuff with our UTV, some bigger, more long-form projects, bigger fab stuff, how-to stuff that we're going to be doing with that. So that'll be coming down the pipeline too. But today we're doing the Legend car. So I'm going to pick you guys up. I'm going to walk you around and show you exactly what's going on with it. All right, so here is the Legend car. If you guys aren't familiar with Legend cars, I'll throw up some pictures and videos here on the screen. They're really awesome. They're little tube chassis, very small cars. Use a motorcycle engine. This one has got the FJ1200, air-cooled. This is the oldest version. Slightly newer versions than this had the XJ1250. Apologize if I'm mixing up those acronyms. Yamaha bike engines, of course. And then the newest version, the current one, has the FZ09. A little bit smaller engine, but water-cooled, much more modern. All of the cars race in the same class, so it's really cool, I think. But yeah, this is it. I already pulled the body off. That's over there. The body's pretty busted up. It's going to need a new one, so we'll be doing that. These cars are also in iRacing, which is really cool. I race them quite a lot. I really like driving them. That's actually what made me want to buy this. But we're going to be doing this to look like my car in iRacing, which I'll put up somewhere here. The red's going to have to go. We're running team colors, of course. So yeah, today we're going to work on getting this thing stripped down. First, we're going to start with the engine, try to get that pulled. And then we will, after that, we'll try to do everything on and get the frame down to get ready to paint. Yeah, quick interjection here before we get started. This is me from the end. I just finished filming, but I wanted to get this in. I lost my hat at some point along the way. If you guys need any parts, accessories, stuff like that for your car, feel free to visit LukeManskyRacingAndPerformance.com. We also have some awesome merch, some shirts if you want to rock us, if you like the channel, whatever, however you want. I would love to provide you guys products and services that you guys need. It helps keep me going, helps keep the videos going, helps keep the builds going. And I would really appreciate that if you guys want to. Otherwise, the best free way to support the channel, hit like, hit subscribe, watch the videos, and leave a comment if you guys like what you're seeing, or if you have something that you think you could be improved. One other thing, we do have a Discord community. We do sim racing, we talk real motorsports, we hang out, all kinds of other stuff. I'm going to put the link for that below. That's called Racer First Sim Racing Community. It's really awesome. We do a bunch of iRacing stuff, BeamNG stuff. We also host the most realistic desert sim racing experience out there, which is really awesome. It's called Virtual Desert Racing. I'm really excited about that project. Bunch of really awesome guys we have in there doing desert racing. Once a month or so, we have a big race. We get a lot of guys, and it's really quite a blast. So feel free to join that. Again, link is in the description, and let's get on to the video. All right, so I'm going to show you guys here a couple things. Like I said, the bones are good. This is a solid car, but it does need some work. We're going to be doing some replacement parts, some new parts, stuff like that, and we're just going to be maybe cleaning up and getting this thing back to being a professional build. A lot of the stuff is wore out. This thing was raced in 2023, apparently. Not sure by who, but Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. Nothing we can't fix, though. This is it. Not a whole lot of space. We're hopefully going to be doing a disc brake conversion on the back here. That's something they recently came out with. Really cool. Get this thing modernized a little bit. I'm no expert at oval racing, but I don't think those springs are supposed to be set up like that. So probably just replace the shocks. I'm sure these things are thoroughly beat. Yeah, I'll open the door up here, show you guys the inside. Those are some new harnesses. These harnesses are out of date. So we'll get those put in. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Just like iRacing. Yeah, really cool little... Okay, so we got all these bolts off here, except for one. This one is bigger. And has a bunch of washers stacked up, so it clearly isn't right. It's tight as hell, too. We're gonna, really work to get this thing cleaned up and get it put it back together with, the correct hardware and all this stuff to make it a little bit more of a professional build. No diss to anybody who may have owned this car in the past, but it's a little scuffed, Wow, that's tight. I wonder if I'm turning the stud. Hopefully not. I don't really feel like replacing a stud. Oh, you know what? I'm going to pull you guys over here. I didn't really look at it that closely. Those are threads. That's threaded into the head. So somebody broke the stud off at some point and replaced it with a bolt, which is awesome for me. Exactly what I wanted to do is replace a stud, but we have to pull the engine anyways. It's not going to be the end of the world, I don't think, as long as they didn't drill it out. It looks like this is the same size, I think. Worst case scenario, we buy new heads, which probably isn't too expensive for an old bike like this. I'm sure there's plenty of used heads on the market. Probably even replacement engines. But I don't really want to spend that much. We're balling on a budget on this project, as always. I think it's nice. Obviously I did have fun, working on the Jeep for King of Hammers, that 30-day build we did. But it's nice being able to work on stuff without the time constraint. I just get to take my time, talk to you guys while I work, show you everything. That's one thing I didn't like about the King of Hammers build was I didn't really get to show you guys as much as I wanted, especially toward the end when I was really scrambling to get it done. I was putting in 14, 16, 18-hour days. I'd get up, work on it, stay out till, 2 a.m., whatever it was. And I was just working so hard to try to get it done. I didn't really have time to sit back and make content. Yeah, that's thoroughly bigger. That's not good. So we're going to have to figure out how to fix that at some point. Somebody, I'm sure, broke a stud off and drilled and tapped it to a bigger size and just put that bolt in. We might just end up putting the bolt back in. It isn't going to affect performance, but we'll see how that all pans out once we get this engine out. But I think I just have one left here. Yeah, like I was saying, I like taking my time. I like making videos. I'm not too good at this whole YouTuber thing yet, as you guys can tell. But it's fun. I like sharing the builds. I think what we're doing is really cool. And I'm excited to all of our projects that we're going to have going this year to be able to share everything with you. And that came off pretty nicely. So let's move over to the carburetors next. Okay, so now we're over here at the carburetors. Should be pretty easy to get these off. I think we'll just have to pull these filters. There's some clamps holding them onto the engine, and then I'm assuming pull the fuel lines, and I think that'll be it. I'm sure we'll find out as we get going here. I'll probably replace these filters too. It looks about due. I'll try to clean them, but I'm not sure. Well, the inside doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you can see that, but they might clean up good. Alright, I just had to grab a different wrench here. It's pretty tight back here by these carburetor clamps. Can't really get it very good. So I think I cut this part out of the video, but I just went on a whole rant while I was fiddling with this, or ramble, about, why we're doing this, as a performance shop, why we're racing a spec car. But I guess the TLDR, I'll just summarize here, I think it is important to me to understand. But basically I just want to show off, our team's talents. We work really hard. We've got an awesome team. We've got awesome people that we work with for pit crew and support and all this stuff. And I thought it would be really fun to be able to take that team that is used to working on a custom built car, something that is marginally different, at least, than other people's, like the Cherokee, and put them in an environment that everybody has the same car. That way, we can really show how professional we can be, especially in oval racing around here. This is a great way for me to also engage with the community, which I'm really excited about. Being from Wisconsin, there isn't a lot of desert racing around here. And I'll probably talk about this in a later video, but when you're starting racing, if you're just getting into it, as I suspect a lot of my viewers probably are, or wanting to get into it even, you should probably pick something that's active in your community. I can say desert racing is not active in Wisconsin. But if you really want it, more power to you. Gosh, I cannot get these. At the end of the day, Legends racing is just cheap. If I could have built a late model, I probably would have. Or if I could, it's not about building a late model necessarily, it's about maintaining one. These things are cheap to build, cheap to buy, cheap to maintain, and they're really fun. I picked this one up. Obviously, it needs some work. But I picked this thing up for $5,000, which is pretty cheap in today's market, I think. A really, a nice one is going for, probably 8 to 15 for newer ones. I've seen them higher, but it's not common for them to get higher than that. But, maintenance is low. You don't have to replace tires that often. Tires are cheap when you do have to replace them. It's beginner friendly, which I am to oval racing. There's really a lot of reasons to go with a car like this. And I'm really excited to race it. That's good. So we got the carburetors off. It took me a while. I couldn't get my
big meaty claws
back here to these clamps, and of course I didn't have an Allen tool that was long enough to get in there. I could have taken these coils off and it would have been easier, but I'm kind of stupid. So next, I think I don't really want to tackle the oil system right now, this electrical is just a nightmare under here. So I think what I'm going to focus on next, wish I could show you that better here. I mean, this electrical is just all over the place. So I think what I'm going to try to do next here is just get all that out, get it set aside, and get it just out of my way so I can pull that oil system and then hopefully the engine not too long after. So let's get working on that. Okay, just a short little video today. We got pretty much all the electrical disconnected from the engine. So next time we're ready to get started on getting the oil system disconnected, the drive shaft. I guess that's pretty much it. We should have this engine out next time I film, which I'm hoping will be tomorrow, maybe the next day. But we're going to get another video filmed here pretty soon. I just wanted to spend a little bit of time today, introduce you guys to the project, and just get a little head start on it. It should only take a few days to get this thing torn down and ready for paint. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really excited to show you guys the process on this one. Of course, if you like the video, feel free to hit like button, subscribe, all the other YouTuber stuff. I don't want to get too far into that, but again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, especially here till the end. I'm really looking forward to bringing more content, and hopefully you like it. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great day. Bye.